Dressed up to the nines in the six. She said, ayo, boy, you super fly with the drip. I said, I know, wearing custom car in this bitch.
Hip hop and music gave me this superpower. For me, Rajinikanth was the only person, and he was so far from home.
Right.
My most favorite food is my mom's podi sorbo. God, there's rice with the podi and ghee, with the vendaka and the mutta puriyal. Mom, I miss you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Young Raja. What's up, man?
What's going on? I mean, that was Sean Vincent DePaul on IO.
Of course.
I was on the second verse.
Yes.
But you're hearing my voice
Yeah,
live and direct.
bro.
What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm just very happy that finally I've got that opportunity to talk to you face to face, and it's been amazing that you've been doing so much for the South Indian culture. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for being you,
dude.
and thank you so much for doing amazing songs, and how you blend Tamil words with English is just crazy, man.
Dude, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. That's super flattering to hear, man. Thanks, man, bro. That's all love.
Yeah.
All love to you too, man, for supporting, for being here. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
I came to realize that we have met
Yeah.
a couple of years back, 2
Yes,
years back.
yes, 2 years back.
I'm so sorry that I don't remember much
No,
of our
I mean,
interaction.
obviously you were busy. You had to perform and all. I mean,
Oh, dude.
it's a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cultural experience for me too, man. For me to be in Bombay,
Right.
for me to pull up to Red FM and to meet you in person.
Wow.
To do this is a very fresh experience for me too. I don't think I've pulled up to a radio station in Bombay.
Wow.
So this is a first time experience for me, and it's so cool that it's a South Indian FM. Like, damn, I didn't know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
go.
So, well, tell me, the name Young Raja is because I understand that the young king is what it denotes. But how did you come up with this name? And it just rings a bell. Young Raja. I'm like, wow. Yarupa, enna paattu paada pora. Let's go and check it out. So.
Bro, unmele solapona, like I wish that the story was a lot cooler than what it actually,
Okay.
how it actually transpired.
Right.
But the real story is my name is Rajit, bro. Actually, it's my dad's name. Everybody in Singapore, born and raised, like throughout my childhood, I was called Rajit.
Right.
And I was around like maybe 19, 20 years old. I was fresh out of college, fresh out of army.
Right.
Every Singaporean boy has
Right.
to finish 2 years of NS.
Right.
And I was thinking of a stage name for myself. And Rajit, I mean, no disrespect to my dad, is a beautiful name. But it just didn't feel like
Right.
it can be an artist name. And I got my first entry into the music space by becoming an MC.
Right.
So before I was a recording artist, where I was writing my own lyrics and
Right.
putting out music. Before all of that,
Right.
for about 6 months, I worked in a club as an MC.
Right.
I was a hip hop MC.
Right.
So I was the guy
Yeah.
telling everybody to put your hands
Hands
up,
in
da, 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 all of that.
Yeah.
This was, keep in mind, way before I figured out that I want to actually release
Pursue
music,
music, yeah.
and write in Tamil and English. This is way before all of that.
Right.
And I'm given this opportunity to MC for like pretty well-known, like prominent DJs in Singapore.
Right.
And I'm like, Rajit doesn't feel right. I need to think of a name. And my friend Jake from school,
Right.
he was like, hey, you should just change Rajit to Raja. I was
Okay.
like, that's a brilliant idea.
Right.
Because, Singapore is a multiracial country, right? You have
right.
so many like Chinese folks, Malay folks, people that are not Indians. And
Right.
Raja just felt so right because everybody knows what that is. It means the same thing in so many different languages.
Correct.
So I changed Rajit to Raja.
Oh.
And Young came way later.
Oh.
Young only came around when I was in the studio making music already, and my then producer, Zeke, Flight School,
Right.
he was the guy that gave me the name Young. And I'm sure he gave it to me because he was like, Young is like a pretty popular alias
Right.
for alias or alias, however you
Yeah.
pronounce that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular rap name, There's a
Correct.
lot of Young Lean, Young Thug,
Young-
Young this and that. But there's no Indian rapper with
Right.
Young or
Right.
Lil or something,
Right. Right.
So at that time, when he said, you should change your name to Young Raja, I was like, that sounds stupid, man. That sounds lame, bro. Like, I don't want to be another Young something. Like, that's
Right.
not original at all.
Right.
But then it sunk in after a while, and I was like, okay, there's something to this.
Wow.
So that's how it actually happened. That's the real story.
Right. So how was your thing when it came to music, and who were the influences for you?
I think, to be honest, man, like our experiences are not too far apart.
Right.
I must say, like as Indian folks coming across like English music is
Right.
always a very jarring experience, right?
Right.
For me, I was raised in a pretty sheltered, culturally sheltered household. Like
Okay.
all I knew
Right.
until the age of about 10 or 11 was Tamil music, Tamil movies.
Right.
It was a unadulterated traditional South Indian household. When they moved from Tanjavur to Singapore, they didn't change their ways.
Right.
My
Wow.
family moved at quite a later stage. My dad was 50 at that time.
Right.
My mom was almost 40. My sisters were well into their teenage years.
Right.
So by the time they came to Singapore, they didn't try to adapt to
Right.
the Singaporean lifestyle or anything.
Right.
So by the time I was born a few years later,
Hmm.
the household that I was being raised in
Right.
was 100% South Indian.
Hmm.
So what I mean by that is, whatever exposure I had was from that world.
Wow.
So I was 10 years old. I'll never forget this. I took my sister's Walkman.
Oh wow.
She had this beautiful orange Sony Walkman that
Right.
was a gift to her for
Right.
one of her birthdays.
Right.
And she always had it in her cupboard. And one day I decided to bring it to school without telling her. So I just take the Walkman and I bring it to school. I'm like, hey, I don't care what she says. And I was so curious, right? Because I was in love with gadgets at the time. I
Right.
loved tech stuff. I was a geek.
Right.
And I brought this Walkman to school without having any idea of what it actually does, how it works. And it came with a headset. So I
Right.
put on the headset and I press play.
Right.
And the first thing I hear is, "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?"
Woo!
Dun, dun. And I'm hearing all this vulgarity, right? All this explicit language. And I have like a visceral reaction. Like I started to have cold sweat.
Right.
I started to feel so scared that if my mom finds out, she's going to beat me or something, or like she's going to scold me, or
Right.
I'm going to get into trouble. It just felt like I'm not supposed to be listening to
Listen to
this, you know? So it was a very jarring, very impactful experience for a pretty impressionable 10-year-old Tamil boy that
Right.
has no concept of English music. So that was how I came to realize that there's this whole new world, and
Right.
something about the 808s, man, something about the way American hip hop music sounds
Yeah.
that clutched me,
Right.
that just clamped onto me from the first second I heard it.
Wow.
Dr. Dre's productions
Yeah.
were the gateway for me. That's how I started.
Yeah.
And my dad bought me an iPod Touch
Oof.
for my 11th birthday. And you know, at that time it didn't have many apps. There was
Right.
only iTunes.
Right.
So I had access to all these millions of songs that I can listen to 30-second snippets
Right.
of each song.
Song.
And that was the real
And then you had to
starting point.
buy them if you want to like.
Exactly.
You gotta buy them.
But I
you
didn't
know.
buy all the songs. But the fact that my dad bought me the iPod was already a crazy turning point for me, because I had access to this device,
Right.
and I can listen to 30-second songs, 30-second previews of the number one, top 10,
Billboard
top
artists.
20 songs of the world at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And considering that I come from such a sheltered household,
Right.
having that device and having access to that world of music, the world of hip hop,
Right.
laid the foundation for my world of influences
Wow.
that shaped me in a very specific way.
Right.
I was very, very in love with hip hop, man. That's all I listened to from 11 all the way till now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
you mentioned about your family, you know, is there a name given to you as Chinnathambi?
Yeah,
By
Chinna
your-
Thambi. Yeah, Thambi. They call me Thambi. Everybody at home calls me Thambi, because I still am in some sense the baby in the house.
Right.
I had to do a lot of growing up, man.
Right,
I'm
right.
28 years old. Like I told my mom, hey, listen, I have to grow up. let me be. I'm an adult now. I'm almost gonna be 30 years old. You
Yeah.
gotta stop feeding me.
Right. Right.
But for pretty much my whole life, I have been the baby in the house, because I have 3 elder sisters. My late grandma was around in that time, and it was a matriarchal, very matriarchal household.
Right.
And my dad is like your typical Tamil working adult that comes home at night, and but I was a lot closer to the ladies in the house, and
Right.
they never used to call me by name. They always used to call me Thambi, because I am their Thambi.
Thambi இது வாங்கிட்டு வா, தம்பி அது
Thambi,
வாங்கிட்டு
Thambi,
வா.
wanga, po, Thambi. So it's always Thambi, right? And the word Thambi felt like a very special word for me.
Right.
I mean, as much as it's a common word, everybody knows what Thambi means. But for me, as an adult, even now, when I think about the word Thambi, I have a special connection to it. It almost feels like it's my name because of how much I was called Thambi growing up, right?
Right.
So, a funny story was, I was trying to figure out how I can officially call myself something Thambi. I want the word Thambi in my, I mean, not the name, right? Like name sounds lame. I couldn't connect the dots. I was like, okay, I already have the name Young Raja.
Right.
I can't change my name to something Thambi.
Right.
But I want Thambi to be infused into my identity somehow.
Right.
How do I make this happen? Like I'm trying to figure it out. And I don't know who it was. I think it was my friend or something that said something that triggered this idea. I was like, okay, I already have this lingo where at that time, this was 2018, I used to put sh in front of every word.
Right.
Like, what, like when I type stuff, right, on captions, this is banging, then I put this is just banging. So that's like a SH in front of words.
Yeah.
And I just did it because I thought it was funny.
Right.
But then it quickly became something that people started to associate with me.
Right.
Oh yeah, Young Raja talks like this.
Right.
Young Raja puts SH in front of words in Singapore especially.
Right.
All my friends were like, hey, this is kind of cool, man. Like, how did you think about this? I was like, bro, it's not rocket science. I just put SH in front of words that I think that sounds funny.
Right.
In that very second, I was like, Shtambi sounds mad cool.
Yeah.
Shtambi is I'm gonna make that a thing.
Shtambi. Wow.
Shtambi Raja.
Woo.
I call myself Shtambi Raja. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's how it happened, bro.
Wow,
And
man.
it just stuck with me.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's a crazy story. Well, because obviously, in a Tamil household, there are different fans. Even your father is a fan of of an actor, and it was Kamal Haasan and Thalaivar Rajinikanth
Yes.
all the time. And,
Yo, happy Thalaivar Day. Can I please take this
Absolutely.
moment to give the biggest shout out to Thalaivar?
Yeah.
Veteran is out now in cinemas on release day. I didn't manage to catch first day first show, but I'm super excited to be in India on like the day one of Thalaivar's release.
Right.
Have you watched the movie yet?
No, man. I'll go and watch it.
I'm gonna watch it tonight though.
Oh yeah, maybe tomorrow. I think maybe Dasara is. Yeah. So I'll tell you about a little bit more about Matunga where I stay. There's a theatre called Aurora. Now it's in a bad shape. So all South Indian Tamil movies where the biggest cutouts of Rajnikant or any
Was
other
always
song.
there?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
Palabhishekam
gosh.
used to happen, and we as kids used to go and vibe, and first day first show we all were friends with the guy who ran the theatre, and we used to be sitting in the front seats, and then people used to throw like Thalaivar vara wait பண்ணுங்க. So they used to pause the scene. Okay, அப்படியே ஒரு பூசணிக்காய் எடுத்துன்னு வந்து அதில் இதை போட்டு ஆர்த்தி எடுத்து அதை உடைச்சு, and then the movie used to go on.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You have no idea how crazy that is to me. Growing up in a place like Singapore, so far away from, it's like home away from home.
Right.
This is motherland. This is where my family is from.
Right.
Like growing up, getting to see that, whatever you just described on YouTube videos, all the promotional videos, the trailers, it's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
It is one of the top 3 things that I want to experience at least once in my life. I want to see a Thalaivar cutout in person.
Yeah.
அதை கண்டிப்பா பார்த்தே ஆகணும் bro.
Absolutely.
பால் அபிஷேகம் செய்யறத நேர்ல பார்த்தே ஆகணும். I gotta see that, bro. That's
I think we'll have to go to Chennai for the next release.
The next release.
And we can just go mad.
Shall we go?
Yeah, we should.
You and I. Let's pull up.
Absolutely.
Let's pull up with a South Indian gang from Bombay.
Yeah. If I'm seriously telling you that if Aurora was not like in shambles right now, we would definitely be doing it tonight, 110%. But it's in a very bad shape because of COVID. They lost business, and it's in very bad shape. But all the South Indian films, and then they used to care about Hindi film. They used to give one show, but this is Thalaivar's film, so let it play. So it used to be like that. You give him massive hits. Like one of the hits is Mommy. Then tell me more about Mommy, bro. I mean, how you come up with Mommy and Mama, Mommy, Macha, Machi, and then it's just like wow.
I found that interesting. The fact that the word Mommy,
right,
in our culture means a totally different thing. Whereas in a Spanish culture, Mexican culture, like totally different thing.
Yeah.
I have always found that duality of like English and Tamil very interesting.
Right.
So Mami came about like that. I was like, the word Mami is a great song title.
Correct.
That's how it started for me. So I would randomly write down on my notes,
Right.
Like I wrote Spice Boy. Spice Boy came out 2021. I wrote the title down in 2019.
Wow.
Like on my notes.
Yeah.
Where I listed down, I have a couple of titles where in my mind I'm like, okay, one day when I'm in the studio thinking of what song titles I should think about, I will open up these notes.
Yeah.
So that's one way of how like songs come about.
Right.
There are many ways a song manifests,
Right.
but Mami manifested like that. And we made that song in 2018.
Wow.
Zeke and I. Yeah, man. It came out, and the real moment that Mami had was when Jimmy Fallon talked about Mami on his show.
Wow.
Like that was the
That
moment
was crazy, man.
that was the moment that really took Mami to a different space. I feel.
Wow, man. So, I've noticed that, your songs have only one word. The title is just one word. Because you don't want to complicate it. You don't want 2-3 words. You just want one word. And it's brilliant. It's really amazing because it's very few people are able to articulate in such a way. அப்படி ஞாபகம் வந்து சரியாப்படுத்தி அப்படி okay நான் இந்த வேர்ட் எனக்கு வேணும். They coin on one word. How does that work for you?
I mean, bro, to be honest, I have some songs that are like 2-3 words, but my biggest songs like Mustafa, I mean Ayo, Favorite, like for me, I think about it in terms of like I don't want to use the word marketing or whatever, but at the end of the day, you are giving people something to enjoy.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to say the word product or anything, but it is something for people to keep with them forever.
Right.
It is something that you want people to remember,
Right.
you want people to think about, you want people to revisit, you want people to hold close.
Right.
So when you think about it like that, when you are trying to be creative, especially for me, I mean I can only speak for myself, right? When I'm trying to be creative, I'm always thinking about that context. Like how can I make something that people love and cherish and hold on like closely.
Right.
And when I think about that, sometimes certain titles come to mind, and I always like experiment with it. I always talk to my producer with it, like, oh, should we call it this? Da, da, da. And we're always thinking about how memorable it can be, how iconic it can be. One of the ways I try to make sure that we get good SEO, like, when I put a hashtag, let's say.
Correct.
If I put out a title that is, like I recently put out a song called High Fashion. Like if you search up high fashion, maybe my song may not be the first song that comes out, right? If you put up Mustafa, so many things is going to come out before.
A.R. Rahman song.
A.R. Rahman song, the 100% is going to come out before that, right? So I'm always thinking about that.
Wow.
That marketability of a record. Because you know why? One of the reason why I put it that way is because I got signed to a major label from the very start of my career.
Right.
So it started off with a major label backing and like label executives, music folks, like music industry folks that were in my team, and they would always talk to me about these kind of things, and they were a lot of the things that they would talk about made me think about a lot of things.
Right.
There's one thing that I always carried with me that happened in a conversation between two label guys. One of the guys said, like, in Spotify, every week, 40,000 songs get uploaded or something. Spotify and Apple Music, all the DSPs, right? Savan, everywhere. All the DSPs. Every Friday, 40,000 songs, new songs gets uploaded. So if you're from Singapore, one of the smallest countries in Southeast Asia and in the world, how are you going to make make your impact? How are you going to make it known that you are here and you're doing this and people need to pay attention to you, right? I was like, wow, damn, I got to think, So that's actually a story that I could share with you that stayed with me. That always got me thinking, like, okay, when I'm trying to be creative, I need to make sure that whatever creative work I'm putting out there, I want to make sure that I do my very best as an artist to make sure this is something that can be like special for somebody else, like how it is special for me.
Can la.
Yeah, can la. Singlish, what's up, baby? We got Singlish. Singlish on the airwaves in Mumbai, bro. That's so dope. That's so dope.
Yeah, man.
Can la, bro.
I really like the way you put out your music, and there's this thing that you tease on Instagram that something's coming up, and then it's a process, because I follow and I understand it's a beautiful process.
Thank you,
and
man.
I get to learn so much from you. How to
Thank you,
put
man.
out your songs, and be very creative with it, and not think about the world of what they're thinking.
Yeah,
And just be that person who will be like, this is what it is, but I'm gonna like slow burn you for a little while, and then I'm gonna put out the music. It's beautiful, man. I really
you, brother.
learned a lot.
Bro, it means the world to me that you say that. Brother, like for real, like you have no idea. For you to sit here and tell me that you have learned a lot from me and you find that dope, like, bro, thank you. I appreciate that, and it means the world to me, because I am just having fun. Like, I would have never for a second imagined that I'll be in Bombay, we'll be on a radio show, and it's your show, and you telling me this on air. Like, that to me is insane. But bro, to be honest, it makes me emotional, man, because I started 7-8 years ago. When I started, I didn't know what is going to come out of any of this. For all we knew, it could have just been a dead end of an effort. So it's very trippy for me, for me to like still be here, still like trying to push in the creative envelope, still be on it. And for you to tell me this, bro, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm grateful.
Were you like, I don't know, something like that happened, and you were wearing something and you were on stage, and what was that? It was GQ or something else? Like one of the fashion icon thingy for you.
Oh, All You Can Street? There was a festival that happened recently.
Could be.
I did a panel at All You Can Street festival. There's a super fashion focus. Yeah, I think I might have got it mixed up because the GQ thing happened recently. But I did All You Can Street festival where, yeah, man, bro, I love being on panels like that. Just getting to like showcase vibes.
Wow, man. But your style is unique, man. Take me through what you're wearing. Like, you have so many rings and, Kadla Kammal and,
bro.
all of that.
Bro,
So how did like, obviously, when I started wearing like, this was party and Kutty,
Yes,
so
of course.
that is there in the South Indian culture.
Yes.
But, you wear very different you wear bright clothes and, a different vibe and color your hair and you come on stage and you give a vibe, man. That's
Thanks,
like
bro.
super cool. That's super fly.
Thank you, bro.
So how did you like come up with, your fashion style? Was this something that you got inspired with, or, you wanted like, okay, I should try this, or you mixed match things and you came up with, your thingy?
I think I have to answer this question by, bro, first of all, thank you so much for appreciating my vibe and all this, bro. Like, it means the world to me, because it's dope, man. Like, it's not often that you get told stuff like that, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate it, and I'm grateful that you feel that way. I mean, for me, I grew up in a household with so many females, bro. To be very honest with you, when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, they used to dress me up. So, like,
that's a very common thing.
My sisters would put me in a dress. They would put makeup on me, and they would, put a potu and all that. And I would just be like giggling and laughing around. So to me, to be very honest with you, like I never connected. Like, it was all expression for me. Like, it was all cool and fine for me. Like, in my mind, whatever we wear, like, it doesn't get categorized. It never in my life gotten categorized as like, oh, this is too girly. Oh, this is too boyish. This is too girly. That separation of like gender and like what is appropriate for the gender. Because I was raised the way I was raised, and because I was the little baby in the house, they would all clap their hands like, oh, so cute, all of that. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the attention. I enjoyed the love. How unique of an experience that was for a childhood experience. I didn't understand that until I was an adult. And I see how I was raised and how my relationship is with style. How my relationship is with the idea of expression through fashion. Because my mom always told me, growing up, she always tells me, Tambi, al padi ade padi.
Wow.
Al padi ade
Wow.
padi.
Wow.
And she would
That
tell...
means Shiva and Shakti, bro.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's what it means?
Yeah.
Al padi ade padi.
Yes.
And she would tell me this, I'll never forget. She takes time to get ready, even if she's going, for a family function to the mosque. Whatever, she takes time to get ready. And I'm like, and all my sisters would take time to get ready. They put on makeup. And culturally, like our relatives don't really do that. And my mom would. She would go the extra mile to like make sure she feels great. And as a kid, I asked her something and she said that to me. She said, son, like, don't ever forget, it's al padi ade padi. How you present yourself to the world is not really about other people. It's more about how you feel. It's about how you feel. And that's the reason why I have like built my sense of style,
Right.
or like my own my unique, like my own taste.
Right.
It's all about taste. No, you can't teach taste. That's the reason why I love Talivar so much. Is because you know that it's his style. No stylist came and put it on him.
Right.
It's all these Tamil actors, bro. But we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Who has that kind of sauce and swag?
Right.
You can't teach that.
Right.
And I realized that quite young. Like watching Talivar so much, I realized that he has something that none of these other actors have. And I will say that on record. I don't care. Like, this is how I feel about Talivar. He's special to me.
Right.
And I saw that at a very young age. And I'm like, okay, you can't teach that. You either have to be born with it, or you have to go find it. So in my own ways, like through music, through hip hop, through discovering myself as Young Raja the artist, a lot of broken pieces came together within me. I found a sense of wholeness. And a lot of my upbringing, so that's why I say, like, nothing happens without a reason, bro. Like, everything happens with a reason, and there's no coincidence. Now everything makes sense, like why I had the upbringing that I had.
Right.
Everything is connected.
Right.
And like, yeah, man, like that's how I see it. Like, fashion and music goes hand in hand, and I'm super grateful that I chose the canvas of hip hop and music as my medium of expression. This choice has allowed me to express myself in ways that I don't think the younger child version of me would have ever imagined that I would get to share my voice, share my thoughts and my ideas with the world like this.
Right.
So I'm forever grateful, man. Like, it's a like,
That's
what else can I say, right?
Well, I have like a couple of two more questions.
Please,
like,
bro.
obviously
I'm not running short of time. I can be here. All
right, your favorite food that you really enjoy? Is it sambar? Is it rasam? Is it what? Is it avial? What is it?
Okay, I love my mom's mutta dosa, but for the sake of this question, I'm not gonna say that because I know the most common question is, oh, do you like idli or dosa? Right. I've seen that question being asked on so many radio shows. I've seen that question getting asked to so many South Indians on so many radio shows. Can we please, for once and for all, stop asking South Indians whether they like idli or dosa? We can ask better questions.
Right.
But I'm not saying this to you. I'm just saying this in general.
Yeah,
but bro, I want to take this opportunity to let you know my most favorite food is my mom's podi sor, bro.
Ooh.
That fucking podi sor.
Man.
Oh my God, there's rice with the podi and ghee.
Yeah.
With the vendaka and the
Aye.
mutta puriyal.
Woohoo!
Oh, Mom, I miss you. You're probably not listening to this, but if you are, can't wait to have your food again soon.
Man. Oh man, Oh man, now I'm hungry. Oh man,
I'm hungry too, man.
Man, it's crazy. So a lot of people good in the sense that mutta dosa and a lot of different vibes that you will find in Bombay as well.
Yeah.
You go to, if you want to eat a little bit more of kutty paratha, you still get it in. Yeah, you still get it in.
Love kutty paratha, bro.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, where's the best? Can you please, like, after this
Absolutely.
chat, tell me where I can get the
I
best?
can take you there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's go.
Yeah.
I need that kuttu, baby. Day one in Bombay, I need that kuttu paratha, man.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. Thank you so much. And yeah, last but not the least, you're going to be performing in Southside Story.
Yes, sir.
And tell me more. We are really excited. I'm really excited. Everybody is.
Wow.
But I want to know how excited you are and tell us more about Southside Story, that you're going to be a part of it.
First of all, I just want to say that it's already going to be a very special show because it's my birthday on the 14th of December. And I'm very excited to be in Bombay on my birthday, to be a part of Southside Story.
Wow.
I think it's super cool, man. Like, I don't think I've been a part of a show of that scale with so many other like South Indian artists together on the same lineup.
Yeah.
Not in Bombay for sure. And you know, it's festival season, it's holiday time, like December. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be in that mood. I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. I'm thinking about it already. I miss performing in Bombay. And I have been dreaming of the day where I get to perform with some of these artists, like, you know, Pal Dabba, some of my guys. Like, it's finally happening. Southside Story, 14 December, Bombay. What else can I say, man? If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, tune in. Come get your tickets. Come on down to the show. We're going to turn all the way up. How else can we do it?
All right.
That's the plug. And like, hit me up on Instagram.
Right.
Drop me a message. Peace.
Yeah.
Tiny piece.
All right, I just need a liner. Can you do a liner?
Yes,
Can
bro,
you
of
do a
course.
liner?
What do you need?
Do you know to speak a little Hindi?
No, man.
No,
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Mera naam,
Young Raja.
Young Raja. I know that. I know that.
All right, okay.
Maybe I might
Okay,
know a
can
couple
you just
more.
give a shout out saying that, hi, this is Young Raja,
Yes.
and I'll say the lines and you can repeat
Can I say
it.
Vanakkam?
Yeah. Let's go.
Vanakkam is your boy Young Raja.
और आप मुझे सुन रहे हैं.
Do that again.
और आप मुझे सुन रहे हैं.
आप मुझे सुन रही हैं. Yes.
On Super Hits 93.5 Red FM.
On Super Hits 93.5 Red FM. Let's go.
बजाते रहो.
Bajate raho.
Woo! Got it.
I'm trilingual now. Just let them know.